In Netflix live action One Piece news, they've revealed some new cast members, and Japanese fans think one choice is perfect. Guess which one? I don't watch One Piece. Let me hold on a second. Hold on a second while I get you a higher resolution version of this image.
We don't think we need a higher resolution.
Alvida is perfect.
So somebody was asking, do you think that they're going to have the actress lose weight for skinny
That was
Alvida?
me. I said that. Because
That was
later
a
on
great
in the
comment.
story, she comes back as a thin person.
So this is
but
a
it's years
much
later.
higher resolution version of the image here.
There you
You
go.
can see that this actor is a they them. So there's
Hopefully
that.
the character is not a they them.
Hopefully Kobe is a normal whatever they are in the show. I don't know. Can't tell. So Alvida, so which one do you think Japan has? So we've got
It's got to be
Helmeppo,
Alvida.
Garp.
Garp is too built. Like in the show, he's kind of a thick old guy. Helmeppo, I mean, he doesn't have the weird hair, so it's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
He seems, I don't know. I'd have to see him with the weird hair. Kobe, I guess he's okay. Buggy looks okay. I could picture Buggy. Arlong, I don't know. I have to see it. I hope they're not going to go where I think they're going to go, but we'll see. And Alvida, I mean, she looks pretty much like the character.
Okay. So anyway, spoiler, it's Garp. That's who for some reason
Really?
I think is perfect.
That's what I was going to say.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe that you guys are like, oh, it's definitely this. Oh, you guys are really
Garp is like, he's a lot thicker. Like
I didn't even look at this before. Like spot on Arlong. Was that what people said? Like,
Arlong. Yeah.
Spot
Arlong. Arlong is a blue fishman.
I looked up Kobe, right? And what he looked like when I searched him didn't look anything like that picture that they
after the 2 years time gap, both Kobe and Helmeppo aged up obviously and changed quite a bit.
All right.
Alvida lost 250 pounds. And
that's not going to work out in live
I find it funny when I search Kobe, it's because of the spelling. It's all like One Piece. When I go to images, right?
Kobe.
Yeah. Anyway, so this character. So I guess this is the version that they're showcasing there. Right? Yeah. Okay. Well, they've got to be doing pre-time skip, right? Because
definitely.
Because they've got Alvida as.
I mean, Arlong isn't even in the story.
There you go. Yeah. Skip. Well, that makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't they do the pre-time skip?
Now, the question. So, just to finish my thought is, Arlong is a blue fishman, and slavery is a big factor in Arlong's storyline, and that is why it is a little. I'm curious to see where they go with that in casting a black person.
So I would just like to say that I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I have not seen any One Piece, and I am so fucking hype for this. Like, I think the casting so far has been outstanding. And all the actors that we've seen so far seem like they're really into it, and I am eager and giddy at the prospect of getting to see it.
You know,
they all look really close.
We had the same feeling before Cowboy Bebop too, though.
No, not true. I didn't think that. I didn't think what's his name, John Cho. I did not think he was a good pick. I also didn't think Mustafa Shakur was a good pick because I don't think Jet is actually black. I think, as we talked about, he's maybe Puerto Rican. Although in actually watching it, I did think that he was one of the actors I felt actually cared the most about his performance, right? And I thought he was a likable character in the show. So I don't know, just saying, I'm way more hype about this than I was for any of the other live action Netflixes. As somebody who hasn't watched any One Piece, I realized it was probably a good idea for me to pull up a picture of Garp, and now I see it.
Yeah.
It picked a terrible fucking image to demonstrate.
He is a thick guy.
I see it.
So Yeah, that's the one that's like not really that perfect. Like obviously Arlong with makeup, like he can look like anything, and he'd need makeup for Arlong.
He's gonna be
I guess
CG'd to fuck.
Garp can put on some pillows, I guess, to bulk him up a bit. But
I don't. Is that the most? Is that significantly important to his character that he has to be massively big?
no,
So why
just
does it
to be
matter?
perfect, just to be perfect in a perfect representation. They don't need to make him bigger.
Dude, I am so fucking hyped for this.
Just make him
so fucking hyped. So here's Arlong.
buff.
So I don't know why people say Arlong is perfect. He doesn't have a massive chin. He's got almost no chin compared to the rest of his.
Yeah,
proportions.
like that'll heavily rely on prosthetics and makeup.
I have a problem with webbed fingers. No. That's gonna be a little weird.
But the story was supposed to take place in the Bartier arc, where Sanji is first introduced.
Yeah.
And
actually, did we ever confirm that, or was that just a rumor?
Okay, well, that's what I was going to say, because I remember you saying it on the show.
Yeah,
that's
now that I
where
think
it was
about
going to
it,
start.
that might have just been a rumor. Who knows?
And the fact
but the
that
thing is
Alvida,
that they're because of the characters and the casting, they're clearly jumping all over the place. Is that correct?
Well, so with Alvida was in the first few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
She comes back a little later when they get to the Grand Line, and then Arlong. He's also not in the Grand Line.
Alvida, you're not kidding. Goes from this to this.
Yeah.
No stretch marks. Damn, girl.
I can't remember when she shows up as skinny Alvida, but definitely she comes back.
So you know how she got so skinny is she stopped using the. Oh no, she has it here too. She stopped using the gun and went for the giant mallet and got.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was at the island just before the Grand Line that Alvida comes back as skinny Alvida. So that would mean that she'd need to lose some weight fast, if that's the case, because that happens basically right after Arlong.
You know, I'll be honest. She doesn't look like she's probably nearly as enormous as this. Not even close.
Not close.
You know, yeah. She's carrying a lot of weight. Like she's got a round face. It might be mostly just bone structure and a little bit of fat. You know, she doesn't look. She's not like quadruple necks floating out around. Like she doesn't look like super obese. So they might have picked somebody. They might have picked somebody.
Jason's house said it. Yeah, it's Logtown. Sorry, go ahead.
They might have picked a person specifically that can that they can digitally manipulate to look bigger, right? So that when that happens, they even could just revert to how she looks here, and maybe a little bit of touch up in post, or maybe the actress, you know, loses. I don't know, but they might have strategically done it that way on purpose. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get that far in the show, but clearly they're going from Kobe and El Meppo. That's like that's the beginning of the series. So it seems like they're going to start at the beginning of the series, and then they're going to get all the way to Arlong, which is in the show episode 35-ish, something like that. And then I think that arc finishes around episode 40, episode 45. So you know, there's a significant amount of content there that they're probably going to be skimming through a lot of stuff fairly quick paced.
And what's the current?
I'd imagine they'd skip the whole thing with Usopp. They just passed episode 1000 like a month ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna skip that episode where they are a couple.
Well, they're gonna cut out all the filler, right?
Where they go.
There's not a lot of filler. Well, okay.
Really?
To the
There's not a lot of
entire arcs that are filler. They're at episode 1013. I just looked it up.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 filler arcs, and they're all relatively short. One of them is worth watching, but all of the rest are skippable.
Yeah, the G1 base.
The most
to skip Goemon or whatever his name is, the treasure chest guy.
Yeah, I think that episode was that a filler episode? Nope. I don't remember. Okay, but either way, yeah, they'll probably skip that. I could see that. But in the show, around episode, it gets gradually worse. Around episode like 350-ish, during the war arc, they start dragging out chapters and like padding episodes with just like establishing shots drawn out way too long.
Yeah, and recap like fucking like
yeah
5-10 minute recap.
Yeah, the Bleach and Naruto issue, they definitely pull that. And then all the way, and then after the time skip, it gets even worse, and then it gets even worse, and then by the time you get to the new world and like the Zoe arc and shit, you got like literally they dropped the animation quality, so it's really shit. But you have episodes of like just nothing happening because they have to have like a 6-panel manga last 22 minutes, and it's really bad. So it's not like a filler arc that they can cut, but it would be a shorter episode count if they just don't fucking have 20-minute establishing shots. So
also, why did they make the racist fishman a black guy?
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
I had to step away for a second. I'm sorry. Did you also talk about the they?
I didn't really talk about the fact that he's racist, but he was a former slave, right? So
yeah. Well, he's a former slave, and then he did the enslaving.
Yeah.
So are you saying they typecast?
He is a former slave and a racist at the same time, because of his enslavement.
Yes. Which doesn't make it okay, but we'd like to point out.
And we did touch on the fact that that actor is they them, and hopefully the character is not.
Yeah. But you know, but given Netflix's trial with Cowboy Bebop, I fucking doubt it.
You know what? I mean, Cowboy Bebop never said anything about. They didn't say anything about Ed, right?
Ed probably never will.
They didn't say that she was a she or he was a he or they were they.
They never got to it.
Well, they never got to it. They just got like 3 lines and that was it.
I know, but maybe they'll take the same. Like they don't really have to say with Kobe. Yeah. Like he's not in the story enough to really matter. So even if they did make them he's in
a decent chunk at the beginning, but he's not enough in it. I don't think.
Like the amount of they could get away with them not really ever using any pronouns with him. Like they talk to him that little, right? This like address him by his name once or twice, and that's it. They don't talk about him much. So
So you guys
wasn't that in that R-rated cut of Spider-Man or something?
Logtown is right before the New World or the Grand Line, so that is not the time skip. So she gets skinny like really quickly. That's pretty much right after Arlong Park. They go to Logtown. So
he says they also forgot about Kuro from the Black. I mean, if they're going to be in there, they might just not have announced them yet. I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Kuro and the Black Cat Pirates is where they go to. Is on the island where Usopp is from. By the sounds of it, like I would not be surprised if they skip that entire arc.
Right. So is Jason South bringing up the filler? Is that what this is?
No. I had said I was talking about
when it was. Okay.
What episode Arlong Park was?
Got you. So Evil Angel says Foxy was skippable. I'm assuming this is a skippable arc and all that.
Foxy was an arc.
Gets better.
But Foxy is in the Grand Line, so that's like way down the line. That's
So I'll just say the reason I'm looking forward to this is because
something like that.
Everything that they've done a live action for on Netflix so far, I had already seen the source material. And with this, not only have the actors seemed really enthusiastic, and I have seen absolutely nothing from One Piece. I haven't even seen the old 4Kids dub. So I'm looking forward to finally getting to experience a Netflix live action property from the perspective of knowing absolutely nothing about what they're butchering. Although I do fully expect to hear all the things and just assume that they changed it to be woke, right? Like the slave bit. I'm glad you guys brought up. Oh, the slave bit with Arlong. Oh, that's cringe. We'll see.
Also, while we're just on the topic, real quickly, during the show, I read this week's issue of One Piece. The last panel in that fucking comic, fucking golden, best panel of One Piece in the last probably 2 years at least.
How many ballistics
Hype
on-
fucking panel. And I am sad that next week is a break and we have to wait 2 weeks for the next issue.
Jason South says, not with Aokiji at the end of the arc. Let's go. Let's keep through. Okay, so even with Aokiji at the end of the arc, he literally doesn't do anything beyond a show of power. You can experience the same thing later and get the gist. Yeah, well, no, I agree. I think, there are aspects of filler that totally ruin a series, right? The fucking Hunter x Hunter movies are goddamn awful. Just terrible. The show is phenomenal. The movies are horrible. Same with the Dragon Ball Super movies.
So yeah, at the end of the Foxy arc, Aokiji comes in and does a show of power, and it is skippable. You're right. You can give it unless there's a theory that island that they're on is going to come into play in the future. So there may be a reason to have that.
That's a good one.
Literally,
that he said that's where the One Piece. It turns out that's where the One Piece is at. That'd be so funny. Turns out the secret to defeating freaking Morrow is Garlic Jr. Right? All right, so
no, that arc is not filler.
Okay,
there's like 2 episodes of filler where basically they're playing this game with the Foxy Pirates, and it's like a couple rounds, and they do like an extra 2 rounds of whatever games they're playing.